Good morning. Welcome to my morning routine. So let's get ready. But first, we never start anything in the morning without my favorite incense by P.F. Candle Co. Here we go. So I cheated a little bit. I've already put on my moisturizers and all that stuff. But one thing I like to focus on is kind of like making sure that my skin is glowing, because the glow is really important to me. So come along with me on making sure we make that happen. So the turning point for me when I realized that I can turn my platform into a lucrative business was in 2022 when my son was born, and I truly was tired of my 9-to-5. Let's be very real. I didn't want to sit in an office space where I wasn't receiving the right amount of support, and my voice, my art, the love for content creating and really remaining visible was being fully kind of like not prioritized and pushed to the bottom. I wanted to make sure that I was leading and continuing to lead my life with intentionality and purpose. I knew I wanted to leave a legacy because that's one of the things that I really, really prioritize. So in 2022, when my son was born, I just randomly wrote a resignation letter in my office and sent it to my boss. Was I scared? Absolutely. Did I have a plan B? No, because for me, there's no such thing as a plan B, so I jumped in. So in 2022, I made that change, and clearly it paid off. One of the misconceptions about content creating that I really want people to understand is that we make so much money. Where's the check? Give it to me. I think people fail to realize that we have to put in the work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, people. There's so much to do. There's so little time. The turnaround timing is not always like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Sometimes there's a turnaround time of 1 day or 2 days, and you're thinking, oh my God, I have so much time. So much time. Yeah, okay. So, sorry. Priority. Yes, I put it in my hair. So one of the most important misconception, in my opinion, that I want people to understand is that we do not make $1 million. We do not make $10 million overnight. You don't make all the money and all the glitz and the glam and all this stuff overnight. Guys, that is a lie. It's false. Just because you see someone on Forbes or see someone being featured in Essence and they're talking about most influential and most impactful, don't think that it's all glitz and glam. We have to work for it. We really have to work for it. And I really want people to stop thinking that. The work never stops. The grind never stops. We are entrepreneurs for a reason, and every single day that we wake up, everything depends on the work you put in. So if you're taking a day off, you're pushing yourself a little bit backward, like from the revenue that you could be bringing in. So we are not millionaires. Stop it. Do we wish? Absolutely do. And we will be. I've turned my everyday moments into my favorite with my son, with Ducky. And I really do that with such intentionality. I really, really, really prioritize showing every raw emotion, every step, every nick, every imperfection, the laughs, the goods, the joy, the slight little tantrums, the emotional switch that happens in a toddler's life. Well, you guys have seen him grow up, and I really do not like editing those things out. So most, if not all the times, I will leave it in. And I do that so that I can make sure that I'm reaching like all the families that are going through the same thing. I want to be relatable. I want to continue to be authentic and not be this fabricated lifestyle that everyone wants to be like. If you're desiring to go through the adoption process like myself, I want you to understand that this is not just glitz and glam. There are going to be moments like these. Toddlers are not hangers. They're not mannequins. They have emotions. They're human. So everything that I do with Ducky is intentional because I want people to relate to that. And the legacy part really ties into that, because when I leave today or tomorrow, I want my son to be able to go back and say, wow, my dad really did this, and I'm so happy and so proud of him for being his true authentic self and displaying our journey in such an authentic way. So this is another reason why him being a part of it is really important to me, because I want people to see that single parenthood can be fun, but we want to be real with what we show. Well, hello to me and my pimple. That's another struggle. That's another day. I really do hope that my digital footprint and our legacy, and I want to say our, because this is all for my son and I. And the reason why I consistently talk about him in an intentional way is because he's present, and I don't want anyone to feel like there's a separation or there's this single, ship side of me. Yes, I am going to put on more mist because I like to do it and keep on doing it because I like the nice moisturized feel of everything. I even put it on my hands. That's another secret. But yeah, I really want to make sure that the digital footprint that I lead and my legacy displays that fatherhood can look different. It's allowed. Let's celebrate difference. Let's celebrate blackness. Let's celebrate men showing up in a way for their sons, for their daughters, for their nieces, their nephews, in an intentional, beautiful way in front of the screen and not hiding ourselves. I remembered the men in the village where I was raised in the Caribbean will always show up and make sure that they are taking care of the kids in the community. And I wanted to replicate that, but then do it in my own way. And through content, through digital spaces, I want to continue being visible for the fathers out there or the male representations out there that are longing to discover, how do I do this? I want to be that example for them and encourage them to step forward and be more visible, whether it's through just volunteering at a school or walking your kids to school or playing in the park or showing up on the court next to a few kids that are just playing. Be visible. Visibility really shapes the lives of kids, and I really want to make that intentional. We're starting over today. The one thing that I would do differently while building my brand would be to do more research in the beginning. I did research, but I feel like I didn't do enough research as I should have. I've been taken advantage of by a lot of management spaces, and that's one of the things that I really should have done research on. So do your research. I want to say this, if you are starting out, ooh, guys, look at that glow. Isn't that so good? That is the main point of me doing my skincare. The way I do my skincare, let me apply more lip balm, but do your research, guys. I would have done more research. I wouldn't change my patience. That's one thing that I will celebrate, but I would do more research. One partnership that really truly exceeded my expectation was when I worked at Fujifilm. And I'm choosing them because it was the first partnership that did not negotiate my rate. And one of the things that I really prioritize is standing firm on, this is my rate. This is, showing analytics, showing my insights, of course, proving why I am not compromising or negotiating my rate. Fujifilm did not force me, push my hand, try to rob. They did not do that to me, and the process was so seamless. It was beautiful. The team, still to this day, we literally just reconnected this week. Still to this day, they're my favorite partnership. And I want to encourage other content creators out there to stand firm in your deals, stand firm in your rates, stand firm in what you believe in, because honestly, knowing your worth is super important, and that is going to be the one thing that kind of puts you where you need to be, honestly and truly. If you start negotiating and accepting things that do not sit well with you or that you don't deserve, that is your worth. And the PR teams talk. They talk. They're all friends, so they're going to pass your name along. They're going to rate you that way. That is what they're going to know you to be as your worth. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm off. Thank you for joining me today. Now it's time to go start my day and make some coins and change some lives. All right. Bye.